Hello, welcome to
For the Record.
For the Record. Yes, this is the budget vinyl hunting show. I'm your host, Chris Forge, with
Delancey.
Yes, and we are. I feel like we should both have.
Yeah, we're budget vinyl hunting. We're going to go to Newbury Comics in Bellingham, and we're going to hunt down as much. We're going to try and buy as many vinyl records as we can that are quality. We're not just aiming for sheer amount, but like quality, or at least decent looking new music we haven't heard. Using
new for us.
New for us. But we are using money that I've been saving up for a while in a coin jar. So the budget hunt is limited to $14.50 a piece. We used Coinstar to count up the change, and now we're gonna go see what we can afford for $14.50.
Yeah, probably not much, but I think if we surf like the dollar.
The clearance bins are not bad there.
No, actually not. Surprisingly not bad.
No, I picked up some really awesome hardcore punk local music too.
Yeah, I think
we've
both done very decent at Newbury Comics in their.
They got some pretty good deals.
They do.
Like you look at a CD and you look at vinyl, and you see the difference in price, and you think, wow, for outdated technology, that's really expensive. But it has a sort of like feel to it that just feels better. And
yeah, CDs are cool.
They're great.
But vinyl, I think, is like Delancey said, there's a certain.
It's a feel to it.
Yeah, there's
it's
a
nostalgia.
Yeah.
For one.
And
the artwork is bigger, which is just cool.
Yeah. And like one of my favorite bands, Ghost. Some of their artwork on their albums, like on I think Meliora has it, maybe even Infestessumam has it. It's like two images in one, where on the CD you get sort of the bigger picture of it, where you can see one thing,
right,
and you don't get as much detail. But on the vinyl for Infestessumam and Meliora, you can see a much sort of more detailed piece of art.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we like vinyl so much, is because you can fit more detail in the artwork, not only just for new bands like Ghost, but also vintage bands like Eagles, Boston, Aerosmith, bands like that kind of were in the vinyl era.
Yeah, and I also just I'm gonna sound super hipster, but I like to have them on display in my room. Like I don't really let people in my room, so I'm really only displaying them for me. I'm not doing it to be hipster. I'm doing it because I enjoy looking at artwork from my favorite bands. It reminds me of what I love about them,
Yeah.
And so I gotta say, there is one downside to vinyl, is just having to flip it over halfway through. Right. Which it gets a little old, because you listen and it's like 10 minutes in and you're like, yeah, this is great. And then all of a sudden you have to flip it and you're like, it ruined, it cuts the... Yeah, it kind of ruins the experience. It interrupts the mood.
Yeah, but that was par for the course back then.
It's worth it though.
Yeah, CDs now, they don't have the same sort of...
It's different sound quality too.
Yeah, the compression rate for CDs is a lot higher than the compression rate for vinyls, because you can fit a lot more compressed information on a CD than you can a vinyl. Yeah. Because the information on a CD, a compact disc, is digital, so there's more space on a CD than there is, because I think vinyl is all analog, really. There's grooves cut out, very fine, small grooves for the needles. Yeah. But it's the compression rate, and the technology back in the day wasn't as good as we have now. So again, the compression rates for the songs weren't as good, but also it's kind of a good thing that it's not as compressed, because you get a better sound quality. Whereas if it's compressed, you kind of lose some of that. Yeah, and I had an unfortunate, this is anecdotal, I had an unfortunate incident the other day. I live with people who don't appreciate my taste in music, and I have a Victrola which has
a headphone jack. So I thought, oh, this will be great. I can put the headphones in and listen to my hardcore punk stuff and not have to annoy the people I live with. And I realized after listening to like 3 records that putting a headphone jack into, like putting headphones into the jack doesn't actually mute it. Not on my Victrola. It still has like surface noise. So it's like very quiet and muted, but you can still hear it. So if you're listening to like really loud, hardcore punk screaming music, you can still kind of hear it. It's still pretty loud. And no matter like how low the volume is, it's just this like set tone. And I was kind of a little disappointed. I wouldn't wholly recommend buying the vintage Victrola.
I think that
I
might
bought.
be with any record player though.
Oh, I know, but I still wouldn't recommend it. I've heard a lot of bad things about it, but I heard them all after I bought it. So I'm kind of like, I'm new to the whole record thing, the vinyl. I love it though. I've always loved music. It's been a great passion of mine. But I did not know what I was getting into. And if I could go back, I would have spent a little bit more and bought something a little bit more high quality. Maybe something with like the built-in radio or stuff like that. Because now I tried to buy a radio with a DVD and VHS player at Salvation Army recently, and I get about 5 stations. And they all suck. But I
at
think
least you have a VHS and DVD player.
Yeah, they're both pretty poor quality, but they do work. I haven't tested the cassette tape deck yet.
It has a cassette deck too?
No, that's a separate piece. But I haven't tested it yet. It's got 2 decks. I'm really looking forward to it. But I can't find any cassettes in my house that are not Bible stories for children.
Yeah, well,
so I'm not willing to listen to that. I have like standards. I want to christen it with something beautiful.
Right.
You know, give me some AC/DC or like the Misfits or
even,
Ramones.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin. That would be great,
I'm not your Santa because of the shirt I have on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
So basically, point of today is to go into Newbury Comics and see what we can find bin diving with $14.50 a piece, and then we're going to come back and talk to you again about what we found.
Yeah. And
then possibly in a 3rd segment we will tell you what we think of what we found after we've had the chance to listen to it.
Yeah.
So
farewell for now.
Farewell for now, and enjoy watching. Hope you like and subscribe or whatever.
Yeah.